Hey folks, welcome to Kaiser's Castle. Thanks for dropping by today. I figured after last night, me and Giorgio's had an epic conversation on some things, and there was a couple companies I wanted to give a shout out to, purchases that I've made for an upcoming gig. You know, and being a gear queer, I used to do this all the time. I'll talk about different items I've purchased and give you my take on them. One of them, I bought a Gerber Freeman guide with a sage green handle. It's a good knife. It's fine for what it is. It's a smallish knife. I will do a video on all these things later, but I promised I'd do a review. Well, they give you, with the Gerber Freeman guide, they give you this shit. It's like a vinyl that they try to put, looks like some sort of low rent cordia around it, and then they got a plastic liner on the inside for the blade. The way that the sheath goes up on it, on this sheath, that's what I'm talking about. This is the only negative to the knife. It comes up, it covers the handle. It's ridiculous the way it sits. And so I was looking for something different. Well, fortunately, I found a company by the name of Extreme Edge Customs Kydex, www.extremeedgecustomkydex.com, and I found him on Pinterest, and he made a Kydex sheath for it that it's been handy as hell. Like I said, the sheath that came with it, the Gerber sheath, the belt loop's too small for a normal belt for a man. Maybe for a Boy Scout it would be fine for a Boy Scout type of belt, or an Army or Marine normal web belt that you wear around your trousers. But it wouldn't last long. It looks to be single stitched, just a real piece of shit. And so the Kydex, it holds the knife, it holds it well, I mean, with movement, it hasn't fallen out. So it's a good knife. Okay, just wanted to let you guys know. The knife is good, but I would suggest that you get a Kydex. It's the only one I could find for the Gerber Freeman guide. So there may be others out there, but I can tell you this guy's work is spectacular. The gentleman who is the proprietor is named Mark Irving, and yes, he does all kinds of different custom Kydex, and he was reasonably priced. So that's a benefit to that, because I've seen Kydex that's outlandishly priced. Now let's go down through the food chain. First we'll start with some cordage that I tried. I got it from two separate places, and both of them outstanding. Titan Survival, I asked them because there was an issue with my order. They were right on it. It's veteran owned. And I bought some cordage off them. It's called Survival Cord XT. Inside of it, it has a fire tinder. It has a 110-pound Kevlar strand and a 25-pound braided fishing line within it. And it has a 1,000-pound test instead of it just being 550 cord, but it's the same size. Okay, it's, you know, the same diameter. It's maybe a little wider, but not by much. I'm looking at it right now in my hand. And another brand called FireCord. It has one strand of FireCord in it, and they say it's 550. And so it didn't change its weight on it at all, on what it can carry. Both of them, I've tested them, cut them. Now you got to remember, there's also in the Survivor cord, there's also a copper portion in there, which is good for if you're making traps or something like that, right? So just remember, if you're going to cut it, you're going to have to use, probably, as I did, you know, your multi-tool. So just remember that. And hopefully you got a cutter on your multi-tool. But the FireCord comes out nice. It's a little tender. inside the survival cord. And FireCord has the same thing, just a little strand that's flammable. So the only thing is, I did try to, burn to stop the end. It will catch on fire, and it's harder to, get that melted system on both. So just forewarned, just forearmed, but excellent products, both of them, for what they are and what they're made for. And then I went to another company, and I got turned on by, I can't remember who featured it in one of his programs, but Exotac's fire sleeve. You put a Bic lighter in it, and the way it's designed, once you take the cap off, there's a little cutout, and you put the hold down lever when you light your Bic, and you put that little hold down mechanism, which is just a piece of the rubber that surrounds it, and it will hold down that hold down, so you'll get gas flow if you need to keep it burning a little longer. Works flawlessly, perfect. So I would suggest that. I also bought from Exotac, it's really interesting little item, a rip spool filled repair kit. It's small enough to go in your pocket, okay? It has 60 foot of 30-pound test braided line, 50 inches of heavy-duty repair tape, FireCord lanyard, like I said, FireCord, like the stuff I got, but it has the lanyard built in, and a number 16 sail needle. And it's designed, it's really compact. The only flaw I saw with it, well, the cool thing, let me go down the cool thing first before I get to the flaw. The cool thing is all that cordage is wrapped around the bottom of it. To get to the needle, you have to twist the bottom off, okay? The FireCord, if you're going to use it, you're going to have to cut it and then get to the fire strand, just like I talked about earlier. It only has 50 foot, or 50 inches of 100-mile-an-hour tape. So what I did was take probably another 50 inches and wrapped it around, and it still is a small, compact package. And just remember to counter wrap it. Don't wrap it the same way, so when you unwrap it, you're not unwrapping the other 50 inches if you don't need it. Just a tip on how to do it, so you're not getting one long line and you're like, it's too much. So anywho, I just wanted to talk about a couple products that I found, let you guys know my thoughts on them. Oh yeah, like I said, the negative part of it was that once you use the cordage, I forgot to mention that on the Exotac, tag on it, rip spool. Once you use it, it has like a tape over it. It's like a film tape though. I don't know really how to describe it any better than that. It's not really a full-on tape. Sort of like what trying to think of what would have that on there. Like a salad dressing bottle, kind of thing, except when it has the plastic, not the paper that goes around the top that you have to pull the little thing off so you can use it. Similar to that. So once you've used it, you're not going to get it back to that small of a shape, because you're never going to twist that wire perfectly back in there if you try to. And then you'll have to use tape. Remember this, you'll have to use tape to keep it as compressed as you can. And again, remember, use your multi-tool. Hopefully everybody's got a cutting edge, not just a knife edge, but you have either your scissors, hopefully not scissors, because I don't know if that would work on the copper, on the survivor cord, but your little cutting edge for when you're moving the handle. Shit, what the hell? It's not your scissors, your plier cutter thing, down in the bottom of it. But anyways, just trying to figure in. So do have, at least always have a handy dandy little multi-tool with you if you're going to deal with any of this. With that being said, I want to thank you guys for stopping by Kyder's Castle, taking a seat on my big orange couch, drinking your coffee, tea, soda, or adult libation. I also wanted to give a shout out to Angel Espina. He has a Patreon set up, and he's got Angel Espino has he runs PSN Radio, and I've been on his show with Bill and Nancy Burns, the UFO people, but it was on PTSD with a doctor, and I can't remember his name. And we did a real good PTSD show a few years back. And anyways, Angel's got some issues with his back. He's got to have a surgery on it, as a matter of fact. And for his insurance, he's got to pay his deductible. So if you guys can find it in your heart, I'll put a link in the description. Just go to www.patreon.com/Angel, capital A in Angel, Espino, and a capital E with Espino. And it's like one word together. So, donate what you can to the gentleman. He's a good guy. Really decent man, and he's been a friend of mine for a while, since our bell was on, as a matter of fact, when he came back. Anywho, thank you guys for stopping by Kyder's Castle. Like I said, I'll slowly raise the drawbridge, and the first song that you heard, and the only song, I thought it was apropos, was by Axion Ghost, called The Bush Diaries. And since I was going to talk about, little tidbits that you might use out in the bush, because you're probably a gear queer too, I would just let you know that I thought that was a good song. So check it out. It's over at Axion Ghost. And with that being said, thank you guys. Also, raise the drawbridge as you meander on out. God bless. Be well. Be safe. Shove out.